What's up, everybody? This is going to be part 2 to the previous video. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. In this one, I'm going to do the prep work for the evaporator on this walk-in cooler. Like in the past couple of years, I've been trying to be more efficient with everything that I do work-wise. I much rather prep the equipment so that we have little as much trouble on the day of the installation or swap out of anything, just to have it go smoother and you're in and out quicker. I hate being on the job site and having issues left and right. I've had coworkers that when we get there, they're like, oh, I need this and this, or I need parts, or I need to go to the supply house, and it would drive me nuts. So I like to get everything that I need the day before at least, and prep it the day before or the morning before I head to the location. And that's what we're doing here, setting up this evaporator. But yeah, I've just, over the years, I would get there and try and install the piston, TXV, or anything that required soldering, like after it's in place, and I didn't enjoy doing that. So I was like, you know, let me try and do this ahead of time, and when we get there, smooth install. So just a tip, personally, I do this a lot with evaporators, mostly because we can do like install the valves on them, maybe get the line set cut out or prepared to, and everything can be like in place. So you just mount the evaporator, and this goes for like walk-ins or reach-ins, and you have just better, you're just more productive that way. You're in and out, more efficient. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, so simple evaporator. I gotta put the orifice in the TXV, or in the distributor. You just look at the panel and you're gonna go by your refrigerant. So we're using 407C. You go by the model number, and I need an L1 nozzle. So they give you several for different refrigerants, and we're gonna be using this one. I don't think they're super necessary, but it's just, you know, for even flow. So don't forget to put them in. And here is my torch kit. I might do a video on it or just explain it in a different one. I was able to put everything I need in this bag right here, but I do have several setups that I'm working on or that I've used. This one held my wet rag putty, all my sandcloth and reamers and striker. So it's a nice little bag. So all we're gonna do here is, you know, cut our tubing so we can get all our valves in, braze them in. You know, we're gonna protect the valves and all that. Measure out all the piping that I need. We're just gonna get this ready for install. That way, when we get there, we just put this up, mount it, and braze in our line set, and we're good to go. And the orifice and the little locking clip are one of those things that's easier to install when you're not trying to do it on site. Pretty simple, put them in. I use a little pocket screwdriver to get it all the way down. And then we'll just sand up and clean our joints where we're going to braze. My TXV is already assembled, and we're just going to put it in. So we're going to set this up to purge. Going to get some nitrogen in here. I love this little Western regulator. Just set it to braze and you're good to go. So we'll be brazing our valve in, and we're going to set it to braze, and we're going to purge out as well. Here's my torches. Like I said before, I do 5 and 10. So just make sure we set these right. I usually get a good flame out of that. And of course, we got to protect our valve. Now this stuff is a little messy, but I've been using it for a while now. I really do love using this for valves in particular, so TXVs and solenoids. I don't really use them on little things like dryers and stuff like that, but for this I feel safe and confident that I won't damage the valve. And like I said, I know it's a little messy, but it works really well and you can reuse it. After a while you do have to change it out, just because I don't think it has the same consistency, even though you do add water to soften it again. I do feel like after so many uses you have to change it out. So, but it's reusable for the most part and it'll last you a while. So you cover it, we're going to put it back in place, put all our copper where we need it, and do a quick braze on our joints. Okay, yeah, I should have used a smaller flame, but I always use a big flame for everything. I just try to be careful. I probably should have changed the tip as well, but I don't know, I'm just used to this flame or bigger flames, and I do my job quicker. As long as you don't overheat pipe or anything, and you keep your flame moving consistently, you shouldn't burn holes or anything or damage anything. So yeah, I know I should have used a smaller flame. So yeah, you always want to inspect your joints to make sure that they're done properly. Now I like to go over it and make sure that they're covered so that I know that the joint is good. And when you're doing your flame, move it back and forth on the joint to make sure that you are pulling in. And now we're going to put our solenoid valve body in. They do give you the direction. Make sure you put it the right way. I've seen a lot of things like this installed backwards, so just be careful. And I already cut and prepped my copper pieces that I needed, measured out so that everything fits. And I'm using the magnet so that I know that the nitrogen is flowing all the way through. Just double check at the end. That way you have the valve open, because you're going to be doing the opposite side. So if it's closed, you're not getting nitrogen on the other side. And again, I should have used a smaller flame. I was a little reckless, but I didn't damage anything. I got a little bit of the wire right here, but I didn't melt it or break through or anything. So just be careful. I'm going to start using a heat blocking gel for things like this to see if it can protect little harnesses like this, or maybe my dryers. We'll see how it works out. Here I got lucky, I didn't burn anything. Alright guys, if my green screen looks messed up, I do apologize, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, comment. Just wanted to show a little situation of prepping ahead of time. Saves you a lot of time on the job site. Nothing worse than having stuff go wrong when you're installing this stuff or being in awkward situations. I always do this for evaporators, putting the TXV in, solenoid in, getting line sets ready, little extensions, stuff like that, to where I can do it in an easier location, like in the back of my van or somewhere on the table, you know? So, see you guys. There will be the part 3 of us installing it, and just stay tuned for that.